Revolution now! Revolution now!
They leave them now. They always bring this thing.
How's the weekend? Hey, Corey. Revolution now. The regime of impunity in town now, and as a result, you could see how they manipulated the process to produce the results that they now got. But we must thank our compatriots who have not slept, who have not slept since we've been detained, who have worked very hard to ensure that their messages get to the highest levels. We were supposed to have come for this hearing on Friday, but they ensured I was frustrated we were not brought to court, and I alerted the judge to that effect, that the police ought to have been punished for engaging in impunity. But I am their target, as you can see. For the second time, a judge is asking me to remain in Abuja and not travel abroad, even though I can't travel already. I've been restrained to Abuja and given a bail condition to produce a civil servant, which is unlikely to want to risk his job, and to produce somebody who has 20 million naira. If you're a civil servant and you have 20 million naira, you are likely engaging in corruption. You know I'm an anti-corruption activist apart from being a political activist. But I'm just here to thank Nigerians for standing tall, standing firm, and assuring them that we are not giving up until the country is completely and finally liberated. Thank you so much.
Finally, the Gudu Five, we call it the Gudu Five, Sowore and the other four, have finally been granted bail today by Chief Magistrate Mabel. The conditions of bail, like we all know, Sowore, the first defendant, is required to produce two sureties. First, a bail bond of 20 million naira to be signed by Sowore, and two sureties in like sum. One of them is to be a civil servant of grade level 12. The other could just be anybody of miss. For the second to the fifth defendants, they are required to sign a bail bond of 1 million naira each and provide a surety, who also signed a bail bond of a like sum, who must also be resident in Abuja. I think these are basically the bail conditions upon which their bail application was considered and granted today in their favor. I think her worship has discretion to look at the circumstances of this case, to look at the variables, and to exercise her discretion judiciously and judicially. Worship has exercised her discretion judiciously and judicially. If you ask me whether I'm okay with the bail conditions, well, our first application was that they should be allowed to go on self-recognizance. That means they should be allowed to go without any bail conditions. They should just said, well, these guys are patriots. You can just go back to your house and then continue your agitations as patriotic individuals or citizens of this country. So if you ask me if I'm satisfied with the bail conditions, of course I will tell you I'm not entirely satisfied with it. On a personal note, I'm not entirely satisfied with it, but of course the conditions are still meetable, and we are on the verge of meeting the bail conditions. And hopefully in the next 1 to 2 hours we'll be done meeting the bail conditions.
So how ready are you for trial?
We are ready for trial. If you may recall, during the proceedings, before we moved the bail application, I did inform her worship that the charge itself is incompetent. The charge is in every form of it, not one that a judge should even look at, and even upon that basis, rely on Section 162. I commended to our worship Section 158 because the charge was incompetent, and she could not have just granted the bill summarily without even formally looking at the charge, because the charge also has to concern is not the charge. So the issue of trial, there is no trial. This is no trial. This is just an attempt at taking citizens away from the streets, from agitating for their rights. But of course, if they intend to proceed and prosecute this particular matter, we don't have any fears about that. We're ready for them.
Thank you.